Hi, and welcome to your craft box about House on Mango Street. We're going to look at an opening scene in House on Mango Street when the house itself is introduced to us. And there's two things that Sandra Cisneros does here that I think show really strong writer's craft. The first is that she begins to tell us what the house is by telling us what it is not. This sort of builds up a kind of tension and a sort of anticipation for hearing and knowing what is going to be coming. So we have this whole paragraph where we hear about the dream house, and the dream house for her family is clearly not the house on Mango Street. But before we get to what Mango Street's like, we hear about this dream house. And this is a great move that writers use all the time. They begin by introducing something in terms of what it is not, what it is not, what it is not, and then they tell you what it is. And when they tell you what it is, a kind of anticipation has been fulfilled. So let's take a look at how she does it here. She starts, "They always told us that one day we would move into a house, a real house that would be ours for always, so we wouldn't have to move each year. And our house would have running water and pipes that worked, and inside it would have real stairs, not hallway stairs, but stairs inside like the houses on TV. And we'd have a basement and at least 3 washrooms, so when we took a bath, we wouldn't have to tell everybody. Our house would be white with trees around it, a great big yard, a grass growing without a fence. This was the house Papa talked about when he held a lottery ticket. And this was the house Mama dreamed up in the stories she told us before we went to bed. But the house on Mango Street is not the way they told it at all." So we get this whole sense of what their dream was, and then we're told they didn't get that. So now we're like, what did they get? So they say, "It's small and red with tight steps in front and windows so small you'd think they were holding their breath." Now, this brings me to the second craft move that I'm really impressed by Sandra Cisneros, which is the way that she has of personifying objects like her house. And the house, it seems, is like a living, breathing thing, but the windows are so small that it's like they're holding their breath. And there is a kind of smallness to when you see someone holding their breath and trying not to be noticed. So this house is trying not to be noticed. And I love that simile here, that comparison between the house and a person holding their breath. So this is the two great craft moves that happen right away in the opening chapter of House on Mango Street. You should give it a shot. You should try to describe what something is not before you tell us what it is. And then when you tell us what it is, think of trying to compare it to human qualities, especially if it's an object, because you might end up with something as powerful as Sandra Cisneros has here. Thanks for your attention.